Good afternoon and welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone, and we have an exciting show for you this afternoon. A couple of my favorite people in the whole world are here to talk about Controlling How Your Cookie Crumbles, a new entrepreneurial symposium. And then we're going to talk about their businesses. They're entrepreneurs and they're doing it the way it's supposed to be done. So I just want to share with you that small businesses are the backbone of this economy. So if you're interested in starting a small business, or if you own a small business, this show is the one that you need to watch. So again, stay tuned. We'll be back in a few.
Who doesn't love getting more for less? At Erie Insurance, we really get that. That's why we offer auto and home insurance discounts that will keep your money where it belongs, in your wallet. You can save as much as 32% by switching to Erie. And because we know you want more, we'll give you the best protection around and our award-winning service. After all, that's what we're known for. It's our promise to be above all in service. Erie Insurance. Your agent is waiting for you.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
How do you engineer a true automotive breakthrough? You give it bold new styling, unsurpassed luxury, and nearly 1,000 improvements. Introducing the redesigned 2013 GLK, the next great advance from Mercedes-Benz.
Are you tired of getting turned down from all the other car lots? When you get there, your payment's $500. You haven't read all the small print. Here at It's All Good Auto Sales, we don't turn anybody down. Friends, it's tax time again. And in 2013, for all my loyal customers, I'm giving away free 46-inch LCD flat screens every Saturday for 3 months, baby. We are the big in auto sales. And remember, I don't care about your credit, I care about you.
Behind on your mortgage? Need loan modification assistance? Foreclosure or bankruptcy are not your only answers. We can help. There is a solution, Memphis Foreclosure Solutions. With years of professional and proven experience, we can help you keep your home. Know what the banks aren't telling you. Know all your options without bankruptcy. Memphis Foreclosure Solutions is just a call away. Consultations are free. No upfront money needed on most services. We work with you hand in hand. Contact us now. Call 888-390-0186 or just visit us on the web at www.memphisforeclosuresolutions.com for solutions that fit your needs.
Hey you. Have you liked us on Facebook? Then if not, go right now to your phone or to your tablet or whatever you have and like us on Facebook at MUTV1 or follow us on Twitter. See what's going on with us behind the scenes here at MUTV1, and our hashtag is MUTV1.
Welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. As I mentioned earlier, we have an exciting show for you this afternoon. A couple of my favorite people are here with me to talk about controlling how your cookie crumbles. It is an education and empowering symposium that all of us are featured speakers in, and the first one is this Saturday. I want to introduce my guest today, right here, Natasha Donnerson, and the name of her business is Success Unlimited. Natasha, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Next to Natasha is my girl, Alandis Dobbins. Alandis Dobbins is a business owner, but Alandis serves in another capacity as well. Alandis is the director for the Memphis Office of Resources and Enterprises. Alandis, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
And my good friend, Nita Black. Nita is someone who's been in business for years. She's the owner of MAP Momentum. And Nita has been in banking and is a list of things that she's been involved in. So Nita, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Well, we're getting ready to have an exciting time. So ladies, there are people out there who are either new business owners or thinking about starting a business. You guys are a wealth of information for them. So what I want to do is just go around the table real quick and you give me a brief synopsis of how you got started in business, why you love being an entrepreneur, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the symposium. Natasha?
Well, first off, I started my business, Success Unlimited, about 4 years ago. And it had been my dream to have my own business for at least 10 years. I started out in sales. I was a pharmaceutical sales rep and was a real estate investor also. And what I did was I just started saving and planning the type of business that I wanted to run. And I set a deadline, and I set that, and on the month of that deadline, I quit my job and started my business.
Really?
So it's something that I knew I wanted to do. And I created a plan, and I followed that plan so it could happen.
So Natasha, this is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not. It's difficult, but I would not change a thing.
Good. See, that's good to hear, and that's encouraging.
Yeah.
So Alandis, you know, business owner.
Yes.
And now running an agency that is educating entrepreneurs on the resources that are in this community. Talk to us about both.
Yes. An honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Alandis.
And also an honor to be a part of the symposium coming up on Saturday. Very excited. Women business owners, minority business owners, that's a passion. It's a passion for me partly because I grew up in a household where my father was a business owner, George Dobbins, who passed about 6 years ago. He started his first business probably when I was in the 6th grade. And so I grew up in a household with an entrepreneur who came home every day proud of owning his own business. My family's from Mississippi. My dad probably went to school 3 months out of the year and worked in the cotton fields the other months. And so for him to be able to go to college, put himself through college with the help of his family, and then he actually started out in sales and became one of the top salespeople, and then parlayed that experience into owning his own business. So I learned from little girl what it meant to own your own, how hard you have to work. Right. It's not for the faint of heart, and how rewarding it is, though, that you create something with your own mind, your own hands, your own spirit, your own thought, and then bring it into manifestation. And so that passion, when my father passed, allowed me to start a second business. That was my second business. But it also allowed me, when approached about this particular office, the Memphis Office of Resources and Enterprise, I said, you know, I've learned so much as learning from my father, also being a president of NABO, the National Association of Women Business Owners, a past president, seeing the rewarding experience of working with businesses. I said, you know, let me take this passion. How often do you get to work for your city and work for something that you're very, very excited to do and share with others? And so that's when I said, yes, I'll take this office as the Memphis Office of Resources and Enterprise. And so that's where we are today.
Well, and to note, all three of these women have either been president of NABO, Nita Black, Alandis Dobbins, and right now Natasha is serving as the president of the Memphis chapter of the National Association of Women Business Owners. Very talented women. Now, Nita Black, talk to us a little bit about about how you started in business,
And
but about your
before
business.
we leave that point, that just means that the 3 of the 4 of us have been either in that president role or currently. So that leaves you, Deidre, coming down the hall.
That's how you recruit. That's how you recruit.
Exactly. I was thinking about when I first started a business, and actually I attended a NAWBO meeting when I was in banking in business development, in a business development role, and I was looking for successful women to do business with, to loan money to, and I got into it. Shelley Bauer was president at the time, and I thought, I want to be one of them. I want to cross over from working in a large corporate environment to doing my own thing, really helping people in a way that I could be creative. And so from there, it was, I left banking and have dabbled in a number of things. I can tell you how many mistakes I made as a business owner. I can say that nobody's perfect. You do have to have the guts to be in business for yourself. And if it's not for you, that's okay. But maybe more women can can pick up on what we have experienced and continue to enjoy by owning our own business. So.
I think, Nita, that's an excellent point. My story is similar to Alandis's. I come from a family of business owners. My grandfather owned a real estate agency. It was Carter Beasley Real Estate Agency in Chicago. He owned a couple of other small businesses. Back in the day, they had taverns and liquor stores. And so, he was a business owner. And so it was always a passion, something I wanted to do. I'd come up in corporate in St. Jude, and Alsac, left as a vice president. But when I turned 40, I thought, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now. And so, the hardest thing I've ever done, but the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. And so in terms of, when you started your business, did you have a lot of capital? Because those are the questions that, people are asked when, how am I going to start this business? I don't have any money. Like for me, what I did, I'd saved about $5,000. I just had $5,000 sitting there. A lot of people may not have that, and they may have to go and try and get capital. But I used that $5,000 as seed money to start my business out of my home. There's nothing wrong with starting your business out of your home, and then I also transferred from home to a new business incubator, and Natasha's starting a new business incubator. And so talk about when you started your business, how did you handle your capital? Nita?
I can answer that. I thought I had more money than I could ever spend in the world. And guess what happened? I just kind of went through it. Stuff happens.
Right.
The economy changes. Like I said, I got into some things that I didn't really have any good business getting into. And all of a sudden it was like, wow. That pool of money that I thought I had plenty of capital to grow a business, and people were going to come to me, and I was going to make all this money, and I was going to have a lot to share with other people. And the first time around, it didn't happen that way. So I guess for each of us, a lesson is just continue to regroup and don't give up. And even if you have to take a step back and say, is this working or not working? What kind of changes do we make in our life to continue to pursue our dream, to continue to pursue our business model, to make it successful? For some of us, it might be an overnight process. For me, it's a lifetime process. I could tell you I feel extremely wealthy.
That's important.
Not monetarily, I don't have as much cash as what I did then,
but it's a good feeling. You're doing your own thing. It's a good feeling. Ladies, what about you?
Well, I would say with me, because I told you I was doing real estate investing on the side, and that's when the market was great. So I took the money that I made from my real estate investments and pulled capital from properties to start my business. And like Nita, I put so much aside, and I was thinking, I'm going to be fine, and all the clients are going to come to me so quickly. I should be up and running in a year. And it didn't happen that way, but I'm such an optimistic person that I just hung in there, and that's how I started the business, with my own capital. I did not go for a loan or to friends. It's just that I took money from another business to see the one that I have now.
Smart. Yeah, it was the same for me for both businesses. We started with our own capital, but I want to share, there's nothing to replace your will, the will that you want to do it. I mean, so even though the capital was small, the fact that every day you got up and you said, I'm going to believe in myself and I'm not going to give up. And speaking of novel, I'll go back to that again, and even positive women, having people around you, women or business owners or friends or family who support you, who believe in you, who encourage you, that is absolutely critical, because there are going to be some tough days when you're owning your business. You may have to shut a business down and start over again. And so keeping that in mind, it is absolutely important that you always surround yourself with positive people. And you learn a lot, because one of Nita's businesses was a restaurant, and I missed that caviar. So we need to exchange the recipes. Exactly. Until you open again.
Well, I have plenty of money to do that.
Plenty of money. I can tell you that, having a business, I mean, I've had some rough times. I remember, I ran for a particular office, didn't win that, race that time, and was sitting there thinking, I didn't take on any new clients because I just wasn't sure what was going to happen. So I was sitting there thinking after that election, am I going to close my business or am I going to keep moving? And so, God has a way of doing things. I couldn't get out of my lease. And so that kind of forced me to keep moving. So when we come back, ladies, we're going to continue our discussion. But thank you for joining us with Dialogue with Deidre. When we come back, we're going to talk more about our businesses and the symposium that's coming up this Saturday.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Who doesn't love getting more for less? At Erie Insurance, we really get that. That's why we offer auto and home insurance discounts that will keep your money where it belongs, in your wallet. You can save as much as 32% by switching to Erie. And because we know you want more, we'll give you the best protection around and our award-winning service. After all, that's what we're known for. It's our promise to be above all in service. Erie Insurance. Your agent is waiting for you.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
How do you engineer a true automotive breakthrough? You give it bold new styling, unsurpassed luxury, and nearly 1,000 improvements. Introducing the redesigned 2013 GLK, the next great advance from Mercedes-Benz.
Are you tired of getting turned down from all the other car lots? When you get there, your payment's $500. You haven't read all the small print. Here at It's All Good Auto Sales, we don't turn anybody down. Friends, it's tax time again. And in 2013, for all my loyal customers, I'm giving away free 46-inch LCD flat screens every Saturday for 3 months, baby. We are the big in auto sales. And remember, I don't care about your credit, I care about you.
Behind on your mortgage? Need loan modification assistance? Foreclosure or bankruptcies are not your only answers. We can help. There is a solution, Memphis Foreclosure Solutions. With years of professional and proven experience, we can help you keep your home. Know what the banks aren't telling you. Know all your options without bankruptcy. Memphis Foreclosure Solutions is just a call away. Consultations are free. No upfront money needed on most services. We work with you hand in hand. Contact us now. Call 888-390-0186 or just visit us on the web at www.memphisforeclosuresolutions.com for solutions that fit your needs.
Hello. Do you realize that the most important muscle that you have, the one that you should exercise the most, is between your ears? I'm Dr. Noel G.L. Hutchinson Jr., and every day, every weekday from 10 a.m., we are going to engage in Black Thought. It's where we look at issues from their beginning to their solutions, and so we cannot do that without you. Again, 10 a.m. here at MUTV1, Black Thought, weekdays. We need your presence.
Hey you, have you liked us on Facebook? Then if not, go right now to your phone or to your tablet or whatever you have and like us on Facebook at MUTV1 or follow us on Twitter. See what's going on with us behind the scenes here at MUTV1, and our hashtag is MUTV1.
Welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm Deidre Malone, and my guests today, Nita Black, Natasha Donnerson, and Alandis Dobbins. We're talking about entrepreneurism. Specifically, we're talking about Controlling How Your Cookie Crumbles, a symposium that's coming up, the first of three, this Saturday, January the 12th, at Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church. We kick off registration at 8:30. We start promptly at 9, but in order for you to participate in this symposium, you will have to register ahead of time because seating is limited, and but it's going to be an action-packed seminar. We have these ladies speaking, as well as Gina Neely is going to be our featured speaker. Cynthia Norwood with Alt Consulting will be speaking as well. We also have, I feel like I'm missing someone, Carolyn Hardy's going to be on January the 26th. So we're excited about that. So, so what we're talking about today is entrepreneurism. So ladies, when we last left, we were talking about some of the challenges we had or how we started our businesses in terms of with the type of capital. I can tell you that for me, you know, women sometimes can be so demure, and when I started my business, I did not charge, okay, did not have my rates set in a way, you know, I was underbidding myself because I really wanted to get the business. And the best thing I could have done was I met with Alt Consulting, and they told me, they said, well, Deidre, you know, if you're going to make some money, you have to really charge what your services are worth. And so from that point on, I'll tell anybody, from that point on, when I did it, my next client was the Church of God in Christ. I gave them a proposal and they didn't even blink at it. And so, you know, as female business owners, were you challenged that way? Or, Natasha, I just believe that you always ask for what you wanted.
I tell, when I coach business owners now, I always say, you need to know your value. And that way, you know you're not undercharging for your clients. Because if you know what value you bring to your clients, why would you not ask for someone to pay for that? And if they see the value, they won't have a problem paying it.
Right. And that's what we have to understand. A lot of, you know, you want to get the business, you want to have a list of clients, but you feel like you have to charge a lower rate, and you don't have to. I mean, if you value what you do, like Natasha said, and the services that you offer, then ask for what you're worth. Alandis?
Someone told me once, to that point, this was early on, I must have been in my 20s back then, which was last year, but at any rate, this was a long time ago, and I was having some times and trying to figure out, you know, what to do. Was I going to follow in my parents' footsteps? My mom's a teacher. I was going to follow my father's footsteps, what I was going to do. And she said, you know what, whatever it is that you do, you make sure that you hold your self-esteem and what you're worth. And she said, if you do that, it will always pay off for you. And so I'm always trying to remember that in everything that I do in life, that you make sure, because, you know, to your point, and I think I heard Tom Brokaw said, this is supposed to be the century for women. We've gone through so many different phases, and now we're starting to be CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies that are worldwide companies, and that was unheard of. And be a mother, and be a wife, or be a single mother, you know, and still be able to do all these things and juggle all these balls. And so we've got juggle the balls in the air. So we've got examples of women who are doing that, and at certain times throughout history, when women were doing things that were unique, they may have gotten a lot of flack. But if you look back, you're happy that they did those things, and you're happy that they stood up, because even though they may have been looked at, or people talked about them at the time, had they not done that, we wouldn't be where we are.
It's true.
And so when you get talked about sometimes, or people pull you down, it's okay, because you may be trailblazing. You may be that next woman that, you know, when our daughters, or when the children of the future come up, they're like, I'm so glad Deidre did what she did. I'm so glad Natasha and Anita did what they did, you know, even though it's tough for us day by day.
Yeah. It is. And women there's a double standard for women. Let's just be real about it. You know, in corporate America, in business, a woman, if you're aggressive, if you're direct, you know what y'all are called, right? Okay,
well,
but if it's a man, right, if it's a man, if he's aggressive, if he's assertive, then, you know, he's professional. He's about his business, okay? But if you're a female and you're aggressive and you're assertive and you know your business and you're direct, okay, because you know all of y'all been called that, right? I have. Nita may not have. Natasha said, you can call me what you want, just write the check.
That's right.
So how do you know, as business owners, I mean, how do you get around that? I mean, we're all in very competitive businesses. You know, I tell people every day, when you're in advertising and PR and you're going up against the big boys, you know, I mean, if you don't know your stuff, you better just stay at home. I mean, you know, you just have to. How do you juggle that? How do you handle that?
For me personally, I would say you have to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to be comfortable with where you come from, your heart, what you believe in, what your expertise is. And the other thing I tell myself as well as my clients is, you really can't give away something you don't have. So if you don't have the time, which time is money, to give away to somebody who maybe they even really need the help, I think a lot of times women and men, we tend to sometimes give away too much, as opposed to step back and say, okay, is this really something that's within my sweet spot?
Right.
How can I provide value and what is my role here, and how do I get compensated, and really not in a selfish way, but just from a business perspective to say, what's going to add value to myself, my family, and my community. And myself and my family really come first.
Absolutely,
So,
at the end of the day. Ladies, your thoughts?
Planning. I think that planning really helps that. Natasha mentioned when she started she had a plan. Nita is everybody at this table helps business plan. So planning, and if you have a plan and a goal, you keep your eye on that prize no matter what. And if you're keeping your eye on that prize, it helps to keep you on that path. People pulling at you to try to pull you down in any shape, form, or fashion sometimes can make you, if you look to your left and look to your right to deal with that, you get pulled off of that path, which is keeping. So I say a plan and a goal is really one productive way. And that's something that typically women maybe don't do a lot of, that planning, or maybe we do. Small businesses really are not into the planning, I guess is what I'm saying. And so planning and keeping your eye on the prize helps that a lot.
And Nita said something that I think is really important. Time is money. You can't spend a great deal of your time if you're in business, if you're a business that's about making a profit, doing a whole lot of pro bono.
Yes.
I have a soft heart. I love to do pro bono. My staff is looking at me. Alandis is laughing. My staff looks at me all the time, Deidre, are we making any money off of this? So, my 2013 goal is not to do as much. Even though this symposium is worth it, we're giving back. And I've, coerced all my friends to do it for free.
Yeah. You limit those things. You don't plan the whole year to give all your business away.
You just don't. You don't.
And I want to say that one of the things that I decided to do this year is, first of all, I have a clear vision about what type of clients that I want. Even just I have a description so that I can attract more of those clients. And knowing who you want to do business with, and knowing that once someone knocks on your door, oh, this is the type of person that I want to work with.
That's good.
I think a lot of people don't really take time to figure out they want to do business with everybody. Well,
just can't.
I don't. There's a certain type of person I want to work with.
So Natasha, like in 2012, is this new for you, or is this,
It's something that I've really, really embraced. I had the idea in 2012, but I'm not gonna, cross the line or like, oh, I'll make concessions here. No, I know exactly who I want to do business.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Nita, how about you? What are you thinking about for 2013? You excited about it?
I am. And I would say too that, like, you have staff or people around you who are asking you, how are we going to make money at this? And how much time are we going to spend? So I think if we know that about ourselves, then we've got to surround ourselves with other people who can help us get recentered.
Absolutely.
So I think just doing one plan or one business plan doesn't really cut it, because it's an evolution. It's a process that we continue to adjust, and we continue to talk to people who help us get recentered on our goal. The end goal may not change, but how you get from point A to point B to point C perhaps changes from time to time. So.
And I think a business plan is so critical to any business's success, because it allows you the opportunity to look at, where you want to be and where you want to go. How are you going to get the capital to make that transition? So I'm so excited about, you leading the charge in the symposium to talk about, creating your business plan. So let's talk a little bit about that. We've got 5 minutes, I think, until the next break. So let's talk a little bit about that. Nita, as a part of the symposium, you have graciously agreed to work with our participants at a high level, because we don't have a whole lot of time, but give them, a high level of how to create a business plan and why it's important. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I'm just real excited because I like to see new businesses get started, and I like to see people be successful and be happy at what they really like to do. I use a book called Business Plan in a Day, and it talks about taking 24 hours to do your plan. Well, some people will spend a weekend and try to do the plan, and what I suggest is it's still going to take 24 hours, but you might spend an hour or two every day or every other day, and you can still finish a business plan and all those core components in a couple of weeks, and then you'll continually go back and say, well, I said this originally, but it hasn't worked out. So I'm going to change this to that. I'm going to tweak this. And I think a lot of startup and early stage companies go through a period of time, kind of a test mode to see what works and what doesn't work. So putting a lot of this on paper and in front of you where you can refer to it a week from now, and I'm thinking, what in the world did I mean when I wrote down this, or when I set these goals, or are they too aggressive, or I've already exceeded these goals? So man, I need to be harder on myself in terms of accelerated goals.
And how often should you look at your business plan once you create it? I think I dusted mine off after a year.
Well, I would routinely, if you look at your numbers once a month.
Okay.
If month end, you close out your books, and then by the 10th of the month, I mean, even a small business modeling after what large businesses do, it's looking at monthly goals to see what was my goal, what was my performance, did I exceed my goals? If I didn't, what adjustments do I need to make up for it at the end of the next month? And then quarter to quarter and year to year. So when you've got a track record of, say, 12 months of performance, and you can regularly go back and say, well, in January I did this, but in May it was much better because of X, Y, and Z, that review process at the end of the 12 months helps you set goals for the next year.
Okay.
So that's kind of my take on it.
So in the symposium, what can they expect at a high level, real short? You're going to talk about the book?
I'm going to bring a little treat for everybody to take home with them, because you know how entrepreneurs are. We get antsy in an hour, even an hour long show like yours. It's like, oh my gosh, how much longer can I sit here? And so we're going to start with a little treat, and we're going to talk a little bit about at the top level what the components of the plan are. And I'm going to try to keep everybody awake and going and engaged, and we'll just have fun at it. And then really it's ultimately up to each individual to take it to that next level. So it'll be fun.
The best part about this symposium is that, they're going to learn how to create a business plan. And there's an opportunity for one business to win a $1,500 grant in March. So we're going to put together a small committee that's going to look at these business plans for those folk who've participated. And in March, we'll make an award. So we're excited about it.
That's pretty awesome.
Excited about it.
Kind of me, yes.
So right now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about, controlling how your cookie crumble. Thanks for watching Dialogue with Deidre. We'll be back shortly.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Who doesn't love getting more for less? At Erie Insurance, we really get that. That's why we offer auto and home insurance discounts that will keep your money where it belongs, in your wallet. You can save as much as 32% by switching to Erie. And because we know you want more, we'll give you the best protection around and our award-winning service. After all, that's what we're known for. It's our promise to be above all in service. Erie Insurance. Your agent is waiting for you.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
How do you engineer a true automotive breakthrough? You give it bold new styling, unsurpassed luxury, and nearly 1,000 improvements. Introducing the redesigned 2013 GLK, the next great advance from Mercedes-Benz.
Are you tired of getting turned down from all the other car lots? When you get there, your payment's $500. You haven't read all the small print. Here at It's All Good Auto Sales, we don't turn anybody down. Friends, it's tax time again. And in 2013, for all my loyal customers, I'm giving away free 46-inch LCD flat screens every Saturday for 3 months, baby. We are the big in auto sales. And remember, I don't care about your credit, I care about you.
Behind on your mortgage? Need loan modification assistance? Foreclosure or bankruptcy are not your only answers. We can help. There is a solution, Memphis Foreclosure Solutions. With years of professional and proven experience, we can help you keep your home. Know what the banks aren't telling you. Know all your options without bankruptcy. Memphis Foreclosure Solutions is just a call away. Consultations are free. No upfront money needed on most services. We work with you hand in hand. Contact us now. Call 888-390-0186 or just visit us on the web at www.memphisforeclosuresolutions.com for solutions that fit your needs.
Hello. Do you realize that the most important muscle that you have, the one that you should exercise the most, is between your ears? I'm Dr. Noel G.L. Hutchinson Jr., and every day, every weekday from 10 a.m., we are going to engage in Black Thought. It's where we look at issues from their beginning to their solution, and so we cannot do that without you. Again, 10 a.m. here at MUTV1, Black Thought, weekdays. We need your presence.
Hey you, have you liked us on Facebook? Then if not, go right now to your phone or to your tablet or whatever you have and like us on Facebook at MUTV1 or follow us on Twitter. See what's going on with us behind the scenes here at MUTV1, and our hashtag is MUTV1.
Welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. I'm having a good time sitting here talking to a group of women business owners, and we're talking about an upcoming symposium. The first one kicks off on this Saturday, January the 12th, and there are two other symposiums, January the 26th and February the 16th. And the title of the symposium is Controlling How the Cookie Crumbles. And the cookie would be your money, your revenue, your dough, whatever you want to call it. But if you are thinking about starting a business or are a new business owner, this is a symposium that you really, really want to come and listen to these professionals who are here with me today, who can give you some education and empower you as you go about your business journey. I have Natasha here with me today, Alandis, and Nita Black, and all of us are speakers at this symposium. And so in order for you to register, though, you need to go to the Carter Malone Group website, www.cmgpr.com, to register, or you can call 901-278-0881. Someone is there to answer your call, and they can register you for this symposium on the spot. So we have limited seating, so if you're interested, you better make that phone call or go online and register, because people are filling the seats because they want to be educated. And I guess what we're really excited about is the fact that, you know, if you create a business plan as a part of this symposium, in March, you have an opportunity to receive, the best business plan will receive a $1,500 grant. And so it's sponsored by the Carter Malone Group. And so I'm really excited about that. So Natasha is going to be talking about, she's going to be one of our first speakers, and her topic is, do you have the right ingredients to make your cookies? So Natasha.
I love to cook too, so I'm always making sure I have the right ingredients. But I think it fits because I've had so many people to either have a conversation with me, to take me to lunch, and ask me, do you think I should start a business? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because I'm so honest with people, whether they want to hear what I have to say or not, but I'm always honest. And most part, I would say about 75% of the time, I've told the person in front of me, keep your day job. Because not everybody has what it takes. It's rewarding, right, but it is so difficult. It can be very challenging. So you have to have the right stuff in order to be successful in business. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to talk about on Saturday because I want people to attend.
Right.
But I will talk about the 5 traits of successful entrepreneurs.
That's good. That's good. So that's a good tease. You need to be there at the symposium to hear what Natasha's going to share with you. Alandis, excited about Alandis, talking about, you know, what are the resources that are available to you to make sure you have that right ingredients to make those cookies. So Alandis?
Yes. So in our city, I've been at this position for a year now. The anniversary was January 3rd. And even though I'd been a business owner for 15 years prior to taking this position, there are a lot of resources in our city that are offered as a tax-paying citizen. And so we're going to go through a lot of those resources. And this is for people who are starting their business. This is for people who have been in business in second stage, second tier. And this is for people who are growing their business. So it's for all sizes. Whether you're in the ideation phase, you're just starting out and thinking about it, and you want to determine if you should do it or not, or if you're in the further phases. We have resources that help you with financing. We have resources that help you with marketing. We have resources that help you with planning. And they are here in our city that we found, and we're able to share those with you.
That's great. And the other speakers that we're going to have, I have Cynthia Norwood, who is with Alt Consulting. And Cynthia's going to talk about, do you have, what type of capital do you need to start your business? So she's going to give you some thoughts on, you know, if you're going to start a bakery, you know, where you could potentially get capital if you don't already have capital available. So I know that's what a lot of people are interested in. We have Tony Holt with Cushion Employer Services. Do you have the right team to make sure that your cookies are baked well? Because, you know, somebody's got to bake the cookies. And then once those cookies are baked and they're on the shelf, then, you know, how are we going to move those cookies off the shelf, right? So I'm going to talk about moving those cookies off the shelf. How do you market and promote your business? Because that's what's really going to get that revenue that you're interested in obtaining in. So this symposium we're so excited about it. And the thing about it, people, that you need to understand is that it's free. There is no place else that you can get these speakers in this room for free. Okay?
The winner gets what in this
$1,500 grant. Yes. And the best thing about it, I picked up the phone, and these ladies are my friends, and I said, look, we want to give back to the community, and they said, absolutely, we'll do it. And so all we're asking people to do is bring a small item for the YWCA's domestic violence program. And so that'll get you entrance into the symposium, or to FUN, which is an organization that promotes Stop the Killing in our community. So, so those are the organizations that we're supporting as a part of this symposium. So something else I think we need to talk about as business owners. So we have the capital, okay? We have our business plan. Okay, we're marketing our business. We know about all of the resources, and we've been doing this, like I've been doing this. My business, the Carter Malone Group, will be 10 in May.
Wow.
10. We have a 10-year anniversary. 10. Okay, so let's talk about sustainability. Okay, you know, what are the types of things that business owners, you know, need to start thinking about when it comes to sustaining their businesses?
Succession planning is absolutely huge in sustainability. They say most companies, new companies, don't last past 1 year, and you're doing well if you can last those 5 years. And so making sure that, again, I know I've said this several times, but the planning piece is absolutely critical. Checking your financials every day, learning how to check the financials. And so, you know, not to be too complicated about a simple affair. Even if you're just a small business and you have one employee, you want to make sure you are comfortable checking your books and your finances every day, having access to that, making sure you stay up on top of that. Even large businesses have people that are dishonest sometimes, so you want to always, as an owner, be checking that. That's a good way. And then your profit margins, how you are structured, knowing how much your taxes are. Those are some of the details that some of the resources provide, so that you can make sure you're paying those taxes. Because if you don't pay those taxes, they'll come and find you. Uncle Sam is going to find you, and we'll lock those doors.
And get their money, and get their money. And the things you're talking about, Alandis, let's just be clear. We're talking about if you own a nail salon,
yes.
If you are a hairdresser or a barber,
yes.
You know, if you're an attorney, I mean,
yes.
These same principles
apply. Universal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you need to be able to look at your financials and understand. You may be getting, you know, the $35 haircut, and putting it in the bank, but you still need to be able to know where your money's going and what your expectations are from month to month. Right, Natasha?
Yes. And the word that pops into my head is innovation. It's making sure that what you offer is going to continue to meet the needs of the market, and not stand behind the times and hoping that your customers stay with you just because they have always done business with you.
Right. And knowing what your customers think about your product. I mean, we're big on, you know, after we finish a campaign, we're going to send our client a survey and say, how did we do for you? I mean, could we do something better? I mean, was there something that you didn't like that we can tweak, so the next time we're doing this for you, how can we do it better? I mean, staying in touch with your customer that closely makes all the sense in the world. And like Natasha said, innovation. I mean, in our business, if you don't promote social media today with any business is important.
Think about businesses out there who don't even have a website today, or can't take credit cards. And you have your younger buyers who like, what? You know, I can't do business. Because I know I've done that. I will stop doing business with someone because that's just not how I do business.
To your point, customer service. In Memphis, that's huge, because if you go to small, any of the fast food restaurants or even in stores, customer service is not always. So if you can set yourself apart, I know that's very cliche-ish, you know, people say that all the time, but whatever business you're in, if you are very, very good at your customer service, that allows sustainability.
Absolutely.
Because people will come and support a company or a business that gives really good customer service every day over a company or a business that does not give good customer service.
Now, one thing I did when my business was 2 years old, and most people do it like at 5, is I brought a company in to kind of interview my clients to kind of see what they thought about our firm and if there was anything that we could do better. Because I lost 2 clients and I was trying to figure out, you know, I thought we were doing everything right. And so what we're going to do is, so I brought this firm in, and what I found out was that clients would say that if Deidre did it, then it was done well. But if Deidre backed off and had someone else do it, so that was really good feedback for me. So with my employees, I was able to say, you're going to have to do it like I do it. Because Deidre, or better. And that, you know, and so, you know, valuable information that you can learn. Valuable. So, people, if you are interested in learning from these great business owners and myself, then you will register for Controlling How the Cookie Crumbles Symposium, Educating and Empowering Entrepreneurs. The very first symposium is this Saturday, January the 12th. and it's at Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church. You can call 901-278 0881. I've had a little senior moment. Or visit www.cmgpr.com to register because seating is limited, so you want to go ahead and register now. And let me just say that you could potentially have an opportunity to win a $1,500 grant. Let me share something with you. And I think these ladies feel the same way that I do. Being an entrepreneur is probably the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it is one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do, because working for yourself, it's all on you, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's exciting. You know, every day is different. At the end of the day, you know what your clients are, how much money you have the potential to make, and you wake up every morning thinking, I can make a difference with my client and provide for my family and my employees. So I invite you all to come out and join us for the symposium. Thank you so much for joining me and my guest today. I'm Deidre Malone, and thank you for joining us for Dialogue with Deidre. We'll see you next week right here on MUTV1, Channel 31. Thanks again.
We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Who doesn't love getting more for less? At Erie Insurance, we really get that. That's why we offer auto and home insurance discounts that will keep your money where it belongs, in your wallet. You can save as much as 32% by switching to Erie. And because we know you want more, we'll give you the best protection around and our award-winning service. After all, that's what we're known for. It's our promise to be above all in service. Erie Insurance. Your agent is waiting for you.
How do you engineer a true automotive breakthrough? You give it bold new styling, unsurpassed luxury, and nearly 1,000 improvements. Introducing the redesigned 2013 GLK, the next great advance from Mercedes-Benz.
Are you tired of getting turned down from all the other car lots? When you get there, your payment's $500. You haven't read all the small print. Here at It's All Good Auto Sales, we don't turn anybody down. Friends, it's tax time again.